Okay, welcome everybody to another session of Holistic Conversations. I'm here in the studio with me. I've got Joy, a very joyful person, and
Mhm.
we'll be discussing politics, religion, and poverty. Politics, religion, and poverty, and how this is being used to destroy the people, manipulate the people, control the people. This will be our basic bone of contention for today. And I'm really very excited to have this conversation with Joy because, before the recording started, we've already started off on a very good note, on a
Yeah,
very beautiful note, to be honest.
okay.
Yeah, so I'm sure I'm very positive that this promises to be a very exciting session for both myself here and every other person who gets to join the conversation much later. So, Joy, is there any basic way you'd like to introduce yourself to our audience? Please do
Yeah,
so.
it's joy, joy to the world. Like I said before, who doesn't want joy in their life? Who? Because in everything that we are doing in life, even you talked
Yeah,
about poverty, politics, and religion. At the end,
religion, yeah,
yes, at the end of the day, we're all like it's been in pursuit of happiness. You're pursuing happiness in all those things. You're trying to be happy. You're trying to be just pleasant. For things to be okay makes you happy, right? Because if things are working
sure.
your way, you become happy. If it's not working your way, you're not happy. So everything is about happiness, is about joy at the end of the day. So that's why I'm joy to the world. So I'm joy. Thank you for having me.
Right. You're welcome. And that's interesting. Saying we all need joy, and we've got joy here. So joy to the
Yeah,
world. All
that's
right. So,
yeah.
welcome to Holistic Conversations. I usually have guests on here to speak on a different range of topics, as it
Okay.
affects us as Nigerians, as it affects us as Africans. I was really interested when I saw a post, you sent to me about poverty, politics, and religion, being used to destroy the people. And I was like, you know what? I think we need to have more conversation on this. So I reached out and I'm really grateful that you've accepted to come on here. So the first thing I want to throw out there, even though I said it's politics, religion, and poverty, let's start with religion. So I was listening to some man. His name is Matthias Ezeako. Hopefully, I'll have him here sometime soon.
Yeah, really.
He was saying something that really caught my interest. He said, people are always saying that there are witches in the village, because people in the village are suffering, they are dying, there is poverty, and all of that. So he says that people always say that it's because of the evil witches and wizards and all of that going on in the village. But then he said, if you bring in steady light, steady electricity, you bring in good hospital systems, you bring in good road networks, and you bring in like maybe a good first responder system like the emergency system to attend to people in accidents and all of that. Now, by the time such systems are put in place, that there won't be anybody complaining about witches and wizards. Nobody will be going to prayer ground to go and pray for things that basic amenities, basic development can resolve. What's your take on this in terms of the religious mentality of our people?
Yes, of course, he is right. He is right regarding religion. Um, what I will say about religion. Okay. Oh, like I was saying, so religion is a choice. It's a choice. It's a personal thing. It's not something that should be done in the streets. This is where I I have a little bit of I disagree with the approach to religion. It should be a personal thing. It should be something you keep to yourself. It's not something you advertise out there. It's not something you do on the street. It's not something you come out and you try to make your religion look more superior or better.
And the other,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm trying to let them know that my way of worship or faith is the only way you can reach the Creator. Every other way is wrong. Now, that is my
That's
opinion.
very wrong, yeah.
That is what it is. That's it. That's all it is about religion. Just keep it to yourself. Your creator is not a physical thing. The creator, you can't see it. It's an energy, it's a force. It's not a human form as we were made to believe in certain scriptures.
Like there's a man somewhere sitting down.
No, it's not. It doesn't have a form.
Yeah,
It's not a form. It's not a human
yeah.
form. It's it's an energy that is within you and me and every other thing you see in this cosmos, in this creation, the plants, the trees, the oceans. Just a
See, so
sight.
if I were to ask you, if I were to ask you, do you see any striking difference between spirituality and religion? Do you think they are one and the same? Do you think they are two different concepts?
No, they're not the same. No, they're
Okay.
not. When something
Yeah,
is spiritual, we're talking about spirit. You know what it is to be spirit, something beyond the
yeah,
physical.
yeah,
Yeah, when something is
yeah.
beyond the physical that you cannot see with your physical eye or or with your five senses, you can. I mean, that's just the definition. It has nothing to do. Religion it's just a creation of man. When I say man, it includes woman. Talking about human beings in general. So
Man-made stuff. Yeah, human-made
yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
yeah. So that's just what a human being has created for themselves to be able to reach their creator. So, but spirituality has nothing to. It's all about that which is beyond the physical is spiritual.
yeah. So I've heard someone say that we as Africans that we are a very spiritual people, but now that we are becoming more religious, and the religiousness is making us lose some sense of both sense of identity and sense of direction. Because like what I was trying to explain earlier, in terms of people fearing African culture or fearing spirituality, they could attribute their suffering to spiritual causes, whereas they're actually suffering because of bad governance. If you get what I mean, somebody could feel like um, the reason why they don't have money or they don't have a job is because their uncle somewhere in the village is stopping them from getting a job.
That
But the
is not
person is not
true.
seeing the yeah, the bigger picture of the government not
Mm-hmm.
providing um, enough job opportunities. So, what do you think of our people losing their minds to this religiousness and the wrong mentality they used to follow it? Because we are not outrightly condemning religion as to say nobody should practice religion. Like you said, it's everybody has a right to source their own way to connect with the creator. So, and we shouldn't impose our ways on anybody. So, bearing that in mind, we can say everybody should connect with the creator. But in connecting with the creator, we are seeing in going through this process, we get to see a lot of our people derail or do things that are, weird, really, you know, saying their enemies should die by fire, saying, funny things happen in especially in Africa, in Nigeria, So what's your take on the kind of the mentality with which our people are using to follow this
Yeah,
religious thing?
they take it to an extreme. What I can say regarding that is that it's when people are not informed, what you don't know is bigger than you. And knowledge is power, not just knowledge, because knowledge is even a limited thing. When you say knowledge is a limited thing. I would say knowing. Knowing is power. Knowing. When I say knowing, it means it's a continuous process. Knowing
Yeah,
means learning. You continue you continuously you're learning. You're trying to not limit yourself to a particular knowledge that you actually might have maybe you read from a book. Somebody wrote that book. It's a human being who did it.
yeah.
So that's his
The person's
knowledge.
perspective,
Okay,
yeah.
wow. Are you trying to tell me that this person is more intelligent than you? No, that's their opinion. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. So that's why we must constantly continue to want to know. Because once you limit your knowledge, I believe I'm a PhD holder, I'm a doctorate degree holder, I'm a professor, I got it all because you read all those books. This is all piles of people's knowledge limited that you put down and you limit
Yeah.
yourself. Because the source of creation is intelligence. That intelligence, you don't go to the university to get it. It's there
Yeah.
within you as a human being. So when people stop or limit themselves in wanting to be teachable, to learn, to keep learning, then they limit themselves with what knowledge they think they have. And they hold that as the truth. You understand?
Knowledge is definite. Knowing is indefinite.
Yes.
Knowledge is limited. Knowing is endless.
It's endless.
Yeah.
You continue learning till you die. Yes.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
last, I mean, the only time you stop learning in life is once you go to your grave. As long as you're alive, you have to keep learning.
Yeah.
Because the more you learn, the better your eyes open. You have clarity about things. When you are clear about the situation, if there's a problem,
Yeah.
and you have the clarity for this, I mean, you're clear about the vision is clear that this is what the problem is. So you're able to tackle that problem because if you do not have clarity about anything, you're just going to be going around the bush, just beating about the bush. Are you clear? You have to have clarity about something. And once you limit your knowledge or your knowing by knowledge, by being, I am knowledgeable. That's it. I've studied and this is it. That's it. You already. So that's
Yeah.
the
You know?
reason
Yeah.
our people by religion, they limit themselves because a book was written and passed down. And they feel
Right.
that's the truth. That is the truth. I don't want to hear
Yeah.
anything else. You understand? So you have already
Yeah.
limited yourself. You're not open to anything new. You're just that's it. That's the reason.
And that's a detriment, not being open to new learning. Like now, it's just using the word learn or knowledge and knowing or learning
Hmm.
or if you limit yourself to just certain knowledge systems and you're not open to constant knowing or
Hmm.
learning more, you find yourself yeah. Are you clear about your problem? Because you do need to, before you solve a problem, you need to know what it is.
Hmm.
You need to know, you need to understand it, then you
Hmm.
can
Tackle
resolve it.
and resolve. Yeah.
That's yeah. So that just takes me straight to poverty, for instance. A lot of our people are poor. A lot of them want to come out of poverty, but then do they really understand why they are poor? Do they understand the system in which they exist as poor people? Do you understand? And the question is, what's your take on weaponized poverty? How is poverty being used to intentionally subjugate the people? What's your take on that?
Yes, regarding that part, when you say that's systemic with the African rulers, because in Africa, I can't even talk about leadership. We don't have leaders in Africa. Because if we do have
No.
leaders, yeah, we have rulers. I call them rulers. We don't have leaders. I can talk about Nelson Mandela was the only ruler a leader that I can talk about in Africa. That he was a leader because when a person, leadership is not something you impose on people. When people see that you're intelligent enough to solve their problem, you have foresight, you have a vision, an inclusive vision for the people naturally see that leadership qualities in you because you're leading them out of their poverty or out of their distress into wealth. You show them the way. That's leadership. You show them these people are following you. That's why you're up there. You're supposed to see clear. You should see better. You should have foresight. That's why you voted in to be a leader. And if you're
To
up
lead the
there
people.
and you are not leading the people out of their poverty, what are you doing there?
What are you doing? What are you
So
doing?
the system is
Exactly.
incompetent. You are not competent enough to be there. Just vacate the seat and allow a person who got the vision, who's clear enough to get the people out of their poverty, to take position. It's simple. But people drunk with power, which is the
Most
problem with
definitely.
most African rulers. So if we have a true leader who got the compassion, who got the vision and foresight, and who can see clearly, we won't be talking about poverty in Africa. We will have leaders who know that we have resources in Africa. We have natural resources.
Yeah,
They can tap into it. They can, with the advancement of technology, with the kind of technology that we have
yeah.
in this
And
present,
intelligence, yeah.
no country should be poor. Really?
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. Yeah. So, you just made a very interesting point, yeah. With the amount of technology in the world, and I would just even add to that the amount of technology, human intelligence, and resources. No nation should really be poor. So, yet we have poor nations. And worse still, the poorest nations are mostly nations that are rich with resources.
Natural resources, yes.
Now, now people often make the excuse to say they make excuses for our rulers. They say they don't know what they're doing. For instance, we have the president of Nigeria, the current president, who, to almost everybody's experience, he is fully underperforming in terms of the high rate of hardship in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And yet people are making excuses and saying, oh, he's an old man. Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh my
He's
God,
surrounding himself with people
they
that
sound
don't.
like an old man. Oh
I'm,
my
and I'm like, do you think that man, as rich as he is, controlling all that he controls, that he
God.
doesn't know what he's doing? How can he be there? Do you, do you know what it takes to own what he owns, and he
Mhm.
and the likes of him, the entire exploitative political class? So, what do you see here? Do you see an actual lack of knowledge of what to do, or do you see an intentional restraint from doing the right thing by the people?
Mm, so what's your question actually? What's the
So the
question?
question is, do you think that these leaders, these rulers, do you think
Oh,
they really do not know what to do in terms of how to, take the nation forward? Do you think they really do not know what to do, or do you think they're intentionally not doing the right thing and keeping the people poor?
they're not doing the right thing. They're not the right thing to do. It's simple. I mean, what works is not difficult. If
Right.
something is working, the truth is what works in every aspect of life, in every facet of life, is the truth. And you know what the truth is. You're lying to yourself, acting like you're dumb. You're not dumb. You know the right thing to do. But the right thing is simple, but they're not willing to do it. If they're willing, they will. Simple.
They
Just do the
won't do
right
it.
thing. The right thing is number one. Let's even go back to the Constitution of Nigeria when in 1914 Lord Lugard and his cohorts, the colonial masters, they gave us a constitution. I don't know why past people who are foreigners should be making the laws of a land in this present age. Does it make any sense? It doesn't
It
make
doesn't.
sense.
It
So
doesn't.
if you want to tackle
It
the
doesn't.
problem, go to the root of that problem. And the root of that problem is that you were colonized by these people. And if you know what colonialism is about, it's about milking what resources you have in
Yeah.
your country, in your land, and taking it over to theirs and impoverishing you it's not a good thing. That's why
Yeah. In the
you
process,
fight for
impoverishing you in the process.
independence and liberation so you can man and take care of your household. You understand? Just imagine you and your household and a foreigner is there coming to tell you and dictate for you how you should run your own household and your children. Is that acceptable? Like, does it make common sense? So when you take a
It's
law
not, yeah,
from a foreign person, you're still being dominated by them.
by
So
that
first
person.
you have to write that constitution and let the Africans make their constitution for the people the way it's going to work for the African people, for their progress, not for their masters, you know? So indirectly,
I
they're still
totally,
working for the
yeah,
masters. So if they
I
need me
totally
to give
agree.
them
I totally
advice, I
agree.
can advise the
Yeah,
government. If the Nigerian government is willing, I will tell them the solution to Nigeria is simple. We start with that constitution. Let's start making our own rules for our people. The way it will work for the African people, for the
for the
Nigerian
people.
people. Thank you. That's what it is. It's simple.
Yeah, you see, because at the moment, the Constitution secures the interest of a few, and it leaves the entire people disenfranchised, even though there are certain rights that are given on paper, but in practice, we are actually without rights in Nigeria. You could be accosted by a police officer, and if you tell him you know your rights, you ask you, so you want to teach me my job. And knowing your rights gets you into more
Mhm,
trouble,
mhm.
more trouble than just, doing what they want you to do. So yeah, it's very terrible, but I'm happy you agree that our rulers are unwilling to do the right thing by their people.
They are
And
very unwilling, yes, very unwilling.
yeah,
They don't
yeah,
listen to the
and
people because a democracy is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So if you're not
for the people.
giving your ears to the people, that means you're not willing to listen because you have to listen to the people because they own the power, not you. And another thing you should understand about the constitution that was given from your colonial masters is that nobody understands what is there. It's a whole lot of book. If we Africans make our
Mhm.
constitution, it doesn't have to be a whole lot. It doesn't. It's just a little laws of the land.
Basic
It's
things from
laws.
our tradition, from our culture.
What
Yeah,
are you talking
basic things
about?
from our
You can
culture.
get a long section, this and that and that and that. A lot of Nigerians don't even
Yes,
understand what the constitution states, what it states
yeah. And I think it's
about.
intentional to confuse you
Well, it
because,
is. That was the
yeah,
intention of your colonial masters, is to confuse you. They confuse our forefathers. That's what they did. And in our generation, we
yeah,
should refuse that confusion because with the advancement of technology, we have the know-how, we have information to know better.
yeah.
And we shouldn't allow history to repeat itself. Like, it's simple. This whole thing about
Most
Nigeria,
definitely.
people acting like it's so
It's
difficult to govern the country. I
it's
can use Nigeria. I can lead Nigeria the way I am. And let me tell you, if I become a president of Nigeria, if
sorry,
you want
you're
the
breaking.
country to be so, to run Nigeria is not a difficult thing. If I become the president of Nigeria, he didn't let me because the people are also holding themselves back because they don't want the face that they know. Someone
Yeah,
ex-politicians, ex-governors to know them.
not just the face. Yeah, but anyways, yeah.
You cannot continue to complain when you're doing the same thing. If you want a change, you have to really make a change, which is no old faces. We're done. This is a new generation. Let the new generation take,
Take
leaders of
over. Yeah, take
tomorrow.
over.
Leaders of
Yeah,
tomorrow, right? So
yeah,
if I become a president, like if the senators, if you want to be a senator under my cabinet or a minister, or whoever you want to be, you're gonna work as a volunteer, no salary. So we want to move the nation forward. We all have to volunteer. Everybody have to bring their heart.
get a job,
No
get a
effort.
job, and volunteer. Yeah,
Yes, volunteer
get your
yourself.
regular
No
job.
income. It's all about the money. So when you take that out, that's what I'm going to take out. Now you will see people who are really willing to build the nation. They will
To build the
volunteer.
nation.
Volunteer. No
Yeah.
money. Nothing. Simple. That's the only way you can change the country. That's it.
In
But how
fact,
many
I
people?
don't know. I don't know. With what you've just said, I don't know if you've already answered my next question. But I'll just still throw it out there, just in case you're going to add more to it. We've talked about a few political issues, right? And the fact that we have more of rulers and not leaders. We have people who are not willing to take the nation forward. We've also talked about briefly on religion. We've talked about the need for it, nonetheless, the fact that people definitely have a need to connect with a creator, but we shouldn't go about this with the wrong mentality. So comparing these two things, the question then is, can we pray our political problems away?
That's stupidity.
What do you mean? People are doing this. People are gathering in crusades. I'm praying for Nigeria in distress.
That's dumb.
Oh my goodness. All
That
right.
is dumb. That's
Tell
the
us why.
dumbest thing you can do. Can I tell you why it's stupid and dumb?
Please.
Yeah.
Please tell me. Please tell me.
Right. Because
Our people need to know.
it's dumb and stupid. Call a spade is spade. Spell it the way it is. Outright dumb and stupid. If they start understanding that that is dumb and stupid to pray about, uh, oh
Political problems.
my God. Let me take the U.S. for an example. This country, the
Yeah.
U.S. This is a business. A nation, building a nation is a business. This is a business. It's
Yeah.
what people don't understand. If building a nation is your business, you cannot come out and not do the right thing for your business. Make rules and regulations and abide by the rules of the regulations of a business. And then you just don't do that. You don't do the right thing. And then you're praying. Who are you praying to? To do what? You haven't done your part. Like you're not doing your part. It doesn't make sense. The creator won't even listen to you. Like he did his part. And look at the beautiful word. Oh, life is
Yes.
beautiful. Look at what the creator has done. And you're talking to him about your business. He should get involved in your business. What has the creator got to do with your crazy little business? Like the thing is, people don't even understand that at the forward that I mean, you know what you
Yeah.
are before the source of creation. You don't even have to like an ant. Do you know how little this earth is?
Is
And
in the
think of
universe.
the
No,
creator
no, no.
is.
Do you know that some people don't even consider our position or the position of Earth in the universe when they are thinking about disturbing what they call God? They think it's all us.
Governance is a
Yeah,
man-made thing. It's human beings applying their intelligence that the creator has given to you. You have to make use of this brain. A lot of people are not making use of their brain. You
they're
understand?
very, yeah,
Start
yeah.
applying the intelligence that the creator has given to you. You need to go to him and be calling on him because he already did his part. You are not doing your part, which is applying the wisdom the brain has given to you. You are not using it because if you are, you will know the right thing to do and you
To
just do
do.
the right thing. You don't need to pray. You only have to just say thank you all the time to the creator for life. That's all.
Yeah,
That's all. Just thank him for life. That's all. But when it comes to your business, he already gave you the brains. Now you lack the competence. You go learn from people who have established their countries, their nations, and learn.
nations. Yeah, I like the fact that you said the nation is a business.
Simple as
Yeah,
that. People just
I
be
like the fact that
wasting their time.
I like that you said a nation is a business and you've got to do right by your business. If it's just like saying, let's just break it down. If you open a shop,
Mhm,
a provision store, and you're always locking up your shop, how can you make
mhm,
sales?
uh-huh.
Or you lock up the shop, you're at home sleeping and complaining that you don't have customers to sell to. How
That
can
is
you?
why
You're
I
at home
said
sleeping, your
that's why I
shop is
said it's dumb,
closed.
it's stupid, and it doesn't make sense. Because if you look at the
Yeah,
US, this is a business. They made the country such a way, they made the environment so beautiful, and they put it here. I wouldn't say outrightly it's not for sale, but indirectly, if you look at it, it's for sale because
yeah,
they got business going on, and that's why you want to come over here. You pay your money to come here. You
yeah,
understand?
yeah.
Because you know the rules and regulations, it works. They did the right thing. They are not praying. In this generation, if our forefathers did that in that time, maybe they were ignorant. But with the level of information and advancement of technology, any nation that is praying this generation is just incompetence, pure incompetence at the top level over there. As simple as that.
So our people, you're hearing it. You cannot pray for good governance. You cannot
Mm-mm.
pray for basic amenities. You cannot pray for good policies. You cannot pray for good economy. You create these things. You work for it with your competence, with information and resources available to you. So, because
Mm-hmm.
why I asked you this question, right? It's a
Mm-hmm.
very common thing. It's a very common thing for people to, first of all, on a general note, say that they are praying for Nigeria to get better. Or or when you highlight certain uh, political issues, societal issues, what you just hear is that God had the day, oh, that God had the day. And we are talking about people polluting their environment, for instance. And I saw a post you made on saving soil. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I like that concept because I actually wrote a song about nature because I'm really keen on why do we pollute our environment if we know
Climate, climate change
this
is
whole
real.
place is our home. Yeah. So if this is our home, why destroy it? But then we talk about what the people's practices of that are not good for the environment, and rather than stop it or put things in place for people to stop these things. You just hear that God had the day, that so we see it.
Mhm.
There's this thing of sitting back and waiting for some God to come and solve every problem, which is why, like at the beginning of our conversation, I told you about what Matthias exactly said. How can you say that the poverty in the village, the death rate in the village is caused by witches, whereas there is no basic amenities that is meant to support life and healthy living. There is no basic economic infrastructure that is meant to boost the economy of people living in the village. You feel me? So it's all tied to logical reasoning and practicality, competence, as you
Let me
rightly
kind of
put it.
check this out. I was going to chip in something. What I was going to say is that there are no problems. There are no problems. There are only situations. You only find the problem when you find yourself in a situation and you're incompetent to
To solve
resolve
it.
that situation. When you see it as a problem. Because something you see as a problem to somebody is a luxury for them. It's nothing.
Yeah.
So whatever you see as a problem is your opinion. It's not. And people
Wow.
just
I like that
generalizing
perspective.
things. Yes. If
That's a
you're in a
beautiful perspective. Yeah.
situation, apply your intelligence that the Creator has given to you. Do you know what I call the Creator, the Almighty Creator? What I see is intelligence. And you even look at a little grass and grasp the intelligence in making this little grass.
In
I'm
making
not
a
talking
grasp.
about an ant. I can look at an ant. I see the way the traffic within the ant kingdom, they don't clash, no accidents. If an ant can be this intelligent, and you call yourself a human being at the
Human being
level
with
that the
all,
ant is, and you are regressing, if an
yeah,
ant can make a living, you with your big brain as a human being, why can't you?
true. So, anyways, let's talk a little bit more on politics, right? Um, Politics is meant to be how the people organize themselves, their governance. When you talk about organizing their governance, it's basically all about, you know, uh, project managing all their activities on a societal level. So we're talking about income and like the economic aspect of it, your sales, your profits. How are you helping your people to, should I say, grow food, sell food, earn a living, and all of that? How are you securing your people militarily? How are you securing your people internally by policing, making sure there's no crime, and all these good things that are meant to come from the world or the corridors of politics. Nonetheless, that's not what we are experiencing, as Nigerians and as Africans at large. So I'm going to ask you like three things on politics, and I hope you can key in. So the first one is this: do you think politics is really working? for us as Africans or for us as Nigerians, considering how it was handed down. I'm happy you've made mention of foreigners interfering or giving us a constitution and all of that. This whole concept of how we are governing ourselves today, the entire thing they call politics today, do you think is working for us? Do you think Africans are benefiting from it? Mental
Yourself
slavery, yeah?
mental slavery. Because if you have a mentality that politics are for godfathers, cabals, criminals, and hapless evil men, you have to understand first that these are human beings. They don't got two heads. Don't give them that
Yes.
power. You are not giving them this power. You're making them look like they're gods. They're not. They're humans like you. And when we're talking about democracy, is a government of a people, by the people, for the people, made by the
For the
people.
people.
You are the one giving the power to these politicians to rule over
To the
you.
to the to the system.
You understand?
Exactly.
Don't see them like God. See
Exactly.
them as human beings. If they have the competence to be there, you also have the competence to be there. Don't look down on yourself and think they're bigger than or higher than you. So when we talk about democracy, don't just think that it's meant for some politicians up there. No, it's for everybody. We're talking about policies made for the good of everybody in a given nation or society. It is for everybody. Life is about management. So human beings created these policies to be able to manage themselves, for them to progress and move forward in life. So you have to contribute your own quota to bringing about this change, this thing. If you think it's not working, it's not going this way, why don't we try this way? Everybody should come to a round table, which is why I decided to uh, come to your platform, MOP,
Yeah.
movement of the people. It has to be for the people. It should be for the people. So everybody should be involved in the politics of its country. It's like your business, like I said before. If you have a business and you think it's none of my business, it's gonna keep going down.
It's gonna crash. Yeah, it's gonna crash. Yeah. So
That's it.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I like that you tied the idea of policies to politics. Now, before my next question, I'll just say this, right? A lot of people try to say, I know a lot of Nigerians that are into business, and they say this comment: "I'm not a politician." They also say, "Nothing concerns me with politics." And then what's the other one? They say, "I'm not a politician. Nothing concerns me with politics." There is a third one that is common, but let's just work with these two. So here is a businessman saying he's not a politician and nothing concerns him with politics. On the other hand, you have the politicians who are making policies, as you have said, and these policies are making the business of this man hard to carry out. Maybe they've said they've banned importation, and this is a man who does imports and exports. So now he can't import. He's not yet. He's still not a politician. Yet he's still not concerned with politics. His mates in the corridors of politics are making policies that are affecting his life and affecting his business.
Yeah.
You see? So on this, just having this at the back of your mind, I want to just ask you, what should be the people's participation in politics? At the moment, people just vote and go home and say they are not politicians. This is
We
from
are
your
all
own perspective.
we are all politicians. There's nobody who is not a politician.
Okay,
We are all politicians. It's
right.
a wrong notion to think that the few people up there are the politicians. No, that's what I talk about, the mentality of the people. So for us to sort our problem in Nigeria, we have to help educate our people, sensitize
Yeah,
them to understand. You have to at least understand a situation before you can address it. If you don't even understand the root of a problem, how would you even go about sorting it out? So understand that everybody's a politician, and everything about politics is about policy making in your home. You have rules and regulations guarding your home. That's the policies you've made for you to be able to do your day-to-day activity, right? In your home. You're a
yeah,
politician. Forget about all this terminology, politician, policy, and all. It's all about management. Life is management. It's like business
Project
management.
management.
Your home, you're managing your home.
Yeah, project
Marriage is
managing.
also management. Relationship is management.
Exactly.
It's not just love.
Yeah.
Love alone cannot sustain marriage. There has to be management. You understand? And when I say management, management means you are setting regulations and rules that can make that work
Organizing.
to go
Yeah.
easy
For things to
without
be organized.
friction.
Yes.
So everybody is in the management of the nation is a policy maker. So everybody should be involved. Don't say, and you keep saying it's none of your business, and you let a few people take charge of your nation. You're going to destroy it.
Life. Your life.
And it's affecting
Your life,
you.
even.
Yeah, like the fuel hike in price and everything
Well, like,
is affecting your business. And
yeah,
you say it's not of your
your
business.
business.
Like,
And you still say
just
you're
with
not a
God, you
politician.
understand. It's about the mentality of the people.
And,
That's what I
and,
love
and you're
about
praying.
this song about.
You're praying.
Yeah, emancipate
You're
yourself
praying
from mental
for things to be
slavery.
better.
This is where
Exactly.
the problem is. What's
Exactly.
the mentality of the people? And we have in this generation what we call information technology, where you can make your voice be heard. You understand? Like what you're doing right now.
Truth.
You're
Like
having
what we're
a
doing.
heart
Yes.
of trying to do right. You're doing something great for the people,
Exactly.
trying to educate them and help them understand that no, don't think a few people from this power. You are also, you inspire them. It's a movement, it's an emotional thing. When people are emotionally
Yeah.
attached to something, they give their all, they give their heart to it. That's it.
Yes. I agree. I agree with you. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. All right. So one more question on politics and we'll move to poverty. Yeah. So, say you're given the opportunity to rule. No, not rule.
I already told you what I'm going
Say
to
you're
do for
given.
Nate.
Say
Volunteer.
sorry.
Volunteer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to talk about. I want you to tell me, like, on the top of your head, three policies, that you think can change things in the nation.
Yeah,
If you were in charge.
yeah, if I'm in charge.
Take your time, though. Take your time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if I'm in
and
charge,
just think.
like I said, it's not a difficult thing. First, first we are
Yeah,
black people and we're Africans. And this is
yeah,
Africa, Nigeria in particular, being their subject matter. We have
yeah.
to, first of all, take away the constitution, hand it over to
Well,
you. That is the major thing. By your colonizers. The
yeah,
colonizers are more
yeah,
like your slave masters. You're still their slave. You have to burn that constitution. Burn it. Burn. Like me, I would burn everything. And we will make our constitutions as Africans that will work for us as Nigerians. You understand? So
yeah,
if you're able to do that first, now all the difficult bogus laws that people don't understand is out. Now you have tackled things. It's like you have with one stone. Let's say you kill two birds with one stone, right?
yeah, yeah.
You know that the judiciary is the most corrupt thing in Nigeria, where the law
Oh,
is
yeah,
not upheld because of
yeah,
judiciary or that system of government. So once you're able to make the law that the people understand and can interpret, no lawyer can come to interpret the law for you. You as a citizen have knowledge of what the law of your
no
land
lawyers.
states.
I was
You
just writing
understand.
down
You know that
interpretation of the law. Like,
you
should
should
the
do
law
this.
really
This
be
is what you
interpreted
should
for
do. You
people?
know the rules of
Shouldn't
the
it be
land
very
and you live
basic
by it.
for
So
people to understand?
somehow
Oh my
you
God, you're
have
frozen again.
uh,
You were frozen for a second, yeah.
sorry. Well, so somehow you have eliminated the judiciary, that corruption in the judiciary system of government, because now the people know
Yeah,
the law. Everybody knows what the law is. You don't need
yeah.
a lawyer to quote the law for you. You don't need to
You
get
don't need a
lawyers.
lawyer to interpret
Let me
the
tell you,
laws.
the way the people are held in Nigeria is that a lot of them don't know the rights, the constitutional rights, you understand? So when you have a bogus constitution that the people do not understand, now you can manipulate the people by the law because you're changing stuff that people don't even understand. Understand?
Yeah, yeah. You were breaking for a minute. Sorry, Joy.
Yeah, I saw that. So I'm saying that the first thing is that constitution. That thing is the first thing. Take it out. You have to burn that thing.
Yeah,
You have to make the rules and regulations
yeah,
that the
yeah.
people in the land will understand and be able to interpret. Now there's
Was there?
no hidden maths, no hidden stuff where a lawyer needs to quote or interpret the law to you. You know as a citizen what your rights are. Now where do you think a politician will come and head over you and put something to you that you don't understand?
That you don't understand, or something you've not heard
Well,
before.
you have
Yeah,
taken out that senators. There's nothing like senators. Nobody's going to make any law. The people make the law. That's in my government. The people make the law.
I like that.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
and you are
Anything else?
going to they're going to be reducing a lot of costs. Governance. Yes, Nigerian governance costs
We do need to
is
reduce cost of
outrageous.
governance.
It's outrageous.
Yeah,
So the people
they're,
making the
they are
law,
possibly the
yeah,
highest earning
around
politicians
the
all over
world,
the
even
world.
it's higher than the US governance, cost of governance in the US. It's just outrageous.
Yeah,
A country of
it's
poverty.
terrible.
Does it make sense? It doesn't make any common
It's
sense.
terrible.
We're talking about common sense here. It's just application of your common sense. It's not necessary.
Yeah,
Some people just doing these things because they do not have the heart to serve. They're not there to serve. They're just
yeah,
there to steal. That's all. If you have the heart to serve, what are you stealing? Where are you going with all that money? You're going to die in the grave, and you're going with all this. It's just stupidity. You understand? So
yeah,
even
yeah,
the people, the rulers, the people, they need a mental reshuffling, try to reshuffle the whole thing. That's the mentality of the African people, the educational system that these people have given to us. We have to change it
yeah,
too. We have to we have to have the kind of education that will empower, equip people to be
yeah.
skilled. You understand? Not just going there to study some
True.
crazy stuff and then it's just so useless to you.
Yes. I was going to call it subject now, but I just said I said those that study these subjects will come for me. Let's take for instance, please, if you know you study this subject I want to call, don't just forgive me. Those that studied linguistics in Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
what are they solving
I don't know.
in their immediate environment with linguistics? For instance, if we're talking about subjects that cannot be used to solve problems in your own reality,
Yeah.
in your own immediate. We are not, I mean, our problem as Nigerians is not to try to understand other people.
Mm-mm. Yeah. No.
we should be having more, our engineering, our science studies should be on a different level, solving our problems, solving and helping to make life better
I don't
for
copy other
ourselves. But
people. You have
yeah,
to
but
copy. You have to copy what will bring about progress and unity and everything.
progress, yeah.
That is tough. You just
Well,
copy anything like a
yeah.
monkey. It's a monkey who copies everything. You're not a monkey. You have
All right.
evolved into a human being. Why you still acting like a monkey copying everything?
Don't be smart if you involved. All right. Okay. Joy, let's go to poverty, right? And my first rounding up questions on poverty. I think I have two or three questions here on poverty. The first one, let's kind of step it down a little bit and come into the people's lives. So there is this thing that usually happens, especially with young men in
Mm.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
You ask them, for instance, why are you not married? And they say, I dey find money. I dey find money. I never get money. And somebody said this in his 20s. He's the same person they said it in his 30s. And sometimes in their 40s, you still hear them saying, they don't have money. It's because they can't, because they don't have money, or the amount of money that they want in their head. It's not like they don't have money, but they are
Mm-hmm.
saying, I want to have this amount
You
first.
want to be like
you know.
somebody else.
So, what's your take? Should poverty or lack of money really affect the institution of marriage or family or procreation?
I mean, we have to understand what marriage is about and what money is and what causes poverty. Marriage is just a partnership thing. It's just a relationship between two people who believe that I alone cannot do it, so I need a partner. Then we partner together and raise children, and we can do it together as friends. you know.
Yep.
When a marriage that is not based on friendship, true friendship, it's not marriage. And people have different reasons for getting married. It depends on why you're getting into marriage. Maybe you're looking for, maybe this person is rich or whatever, or everybody shouldn't get
Yeah.
into marriage. Not everybody.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
It's not. I agree. It's not meant for
yeah,
everybody as
yeah,
well.
it's not for
Uh-huh.
everybody. Some people can do without it.
Yeah.
If you know you can do without it, what's the point? Just because you think somebody did this, you also want to do that? I mean, we're all uniquely created differently. Like we're unique, um, creation. We are a unique creation. Everybody's different. Not because they work for this person or this person got into marriage, you think you should also go into marriage. You must know what you really want. Is that what you really want? You need to sit down and ask yourself what you really want. It's a personal
Yeah.
decision. This, yeah,
And you shouldn't be considering the financial status. Like you shouldn't be based on money. You should be more deeper
yeah,
than that. Whether
yeah,
or not you're going into it.
why you're going into something? Is it really what you want in your life?
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
more of a personal thing. You understand the issue of marriage, money, poverty, and all that. We cannot bring them all together. And what is money? Money is just a means of exchange for goods and services and comfort. So people think, I don't know
Most
what I
definitely.
think money is. Money is just for comfort, like to make life much
Yeah.
easier.
To make life much
Yes.
comfortable, much
So
more easy for you.
it's easy to make money. There's no difficulty in making money. If you bring solutions to people's problem, you will make money. You got to use your intelligence.
Yeah.
You got to apply this. If you
Yeah.
can find
Yeah.
solutions, everybody wants a solution to an issue that they got. And if you can provide in any form, be it a service or product that you're producing, it's for the well-being of a human being. Of course, you bring money. The Facebook, the Instagram, they bring in these solutions technology where you can, sell your whatever, advertise and do also. There's so many ways you can make money. It's all about this. The creator got intelligence that it gave to us. Just as the whole creation, you cannot make it, but it's a human being who made a car. It's a human being who built a house. It's a human being who built the bridges across and the road network. This is all intelligence, the architectural design and the beauty of everything. You have that. And about poverty,
Yep.
poverty is just a tool used by selfish, corrupt people to enslave. It's a weapon. And the only way
Yeah.
to stop this
Yeah.
situation is actually to educate the people and tell them these things. They start applying their brains, using this brain given to them.
Using their brain.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely. So, anyways, then the next question, right? In terms of political organizing, you know, we've realized we've realized our situation that we are in a system of bad governance. We are in a system that there's a lot of poor religious mentality,
Mm-hmm.
and also there's a lot of uh, poor financial status amongst our people, no doubt. And most of us want a change. We want want to put an end to this. And on the people level, in order to put an end to this, we've got to organize, we've got to come together, we've got to discuss, educate each other, decipher, like you've also said, try to understand the system as a problem in order to solve it. Now, this is something that we definitely need to do as a people. But there is a problem. And what's that problem? Whenever you come to spaces where people are politically organizing in Nigeria for good, not the negative political organizations now, but we're talking about progressive uh, political organizations, you find very less people, you find very few people there. If it's maybe Big Brother Nigeria, if it's Nigeria Bet, if it is European League, where they are watching the football, you find crowd there. When it comes to political organizing, you find very few people. And when you ask why are we few organizing to liberate ourselves? Then they give you an excuse. The most common excuse I get people they hungry, then they find money first. Then they find where they can't talk about all these theories and things what we need to do. They want to go and look for money first. So and then I ask, are they seeing the money? Because are you trying to say that we that are here are politically organizing, we are rich? So do you need to be rich? Do we need to be financially comfortable in order for us to politically organize? Or should our people suck up these their flimsy excuses of no money, no food, and that is the reason why they are not organizing?
That is, it still boils down to the same. Somehow I answer that question about the mentality of the people. If we don't
Yeah,
sensitize the people and educate them enough about these things and how we can go about solving the issue, they're still going to think that the politics is for the rich and noble. They're not noble. Let me say rich. I know what it is to be noble. You can be proud noble.
yeah,
Being rich doesn't make you
yeah.
noble. So
Being rich doesn't make you know.
yeah,
I like
exactly.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
corrupt rich
yeah,
people.
yeah,
Because you only get
yeah,
rich in
yeah,
Nigeria only when you are connected to a corrupt politician who's stealing all the taxpayers' money. Do you understand? So
no doubt,
when you
no
let,
doubt.
we need to lend a voice to the people. We have to keep look. This whole thing about the mental slavery of our people didn't start today.
Yep.
1913, when they came,
Yeah,
they imposed themselves on us, and made the rules and regulations to benefit the planet. You know what I'm talking about? United
yeah,
Kingdom.
yeah, yeah.
Colonized 19 a lot of countries. And before you can get your independence, we knew what the struggle was until people, those are nationalists, those fathers, founding fathers, they got educated and understood that these people are actually making us. We own this. You can't come to our land and take what belongs to us and govern us and rule us in our land. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So
Yes,
when they got that emancipation in their minds, they fought to get back what belongs to them. You need to know this is yours. This is your property. You need to understand that the country is yours. This is your fatherland. We can't keep running away. We can't keep running away. Okay, you're running away, but what are you doing to bring about change over there so that it's for the sake of posterity for your children? Because nobody's going to be here forever. So everything we do is for the next generation. So if you have that, if you have the love, true love for your children, you will get involved in this because you know you're not going to be
in
here
politics.
forever. And when you're not here,
Yeah,
you don't know what's going to happen. So you're not going to change everything. You cannot, but at least you're setting a foundation. You're lending your voice somehow through your social media platform and all that. Like I see Nigerian youths, 99% of them are distracted via social media, Instagram and Facebook, and you're watching your so-called celebrities who are not putting food on your table. Do you understand? They're just there to distract you. You're there watching them. You have the time, if you have the time to buy data, and whatever you call these people, they are just a bunch of distraction. If the Nigerian youth can focus their attention and knowing that we need to, nobody told you to go, I don't even believe in protest, going out there and
yeah,
protesting, placard and whatever, and you have yourself shot by the police, knowing that the police also have this mentality issue that they also need to be educated because this stuff
educated as
started a long
well.
time ago. It didn't start today. So we have to tackle the root
Yeah,
of our problem. We don't have to just cut the stem. You go to the root of it. You that's how you can't keep cutting this whole thing they're doing in Nigeria, just
to
cutting.
keep growing,
Yeah,
to keep growing
and it
back
will
up.
grow back. But when you take it out from the root, you uproot it totally. So,
An example would be EDSAS. What
so
did EDSAS do?
I keep saying in this era of information technology, the youth got the power with your cell phone. Just your cell phone, we're communicating and reaching, you know, we're able to reach
Yeah,
people, you understand. And then if you
yeah,
have a mind or you have love for your children, you know that what you're doing is for posterity. You're not going to be here forever because you're not going to be here forever. You have to do something that will bring about that positive change that will benefit your generation yet unborn. You understand? So you don't go fighting the government. It's just like when you have to dine with the devil, you have to dine with a long spoon. Okay? You don't go against the person who is powerful more than you in weaponry, everything. You have to apply intelligence. And the intelligence that the Nigerian people need today is to sensitize the people, to educate the people, to understand the root of the problem, which is what we've been talking about, and also
Yeah,
giving solutions, talking to your government. You can bring these things in, these are human beings. They're not ghosts. They don't got two heads. But we
yeah,
see that the energy that the Nigerian youth pull, they pull such energy on this your so-called distraction you call your celebrities online.
yeah.
If you use such energy, that pull, that force,
For
and
for
talking
community
about the
organizing.
issues and bringing about one
Yeah, for
solution,
community organizing and solutions to our
brainstorm
problems.
is your business. This is a lifetime thing.
An example, Big Brother, Nigeria.
Uh,
Imagine if they brought in those youths in there, and for however long they are there, what they are doing is discussing the political problems of Nigeria and profiling solutions
I'm not going to
instead
keep
of
it short.
doing the
I was going
rubbish
to
they are
say
doing
that.
there.
Let me say something about that, because if you say that you talked about the Big Brother and the celebrities and all that, they're trying to do stuff
Yeah,
that is entertaining to distract people. So
to distract you.
you can also make this politics entertaining for the people and make it a political kind of thing, like a Big Brother thing. You understand? Make it
Exactly.
is what we're talking about. Something that can
Yeah,
draw the attention of the youth and put that interest. Don't make policies and politics look like it's an old man thing. It's not.
yeah, or some, yeah,
No, it's
exactly.
not, is what I'm
Terrible,
saying.
terrible.
You should
Yeah,
have a different mindset of what politics is about. It's not about old people sitting somewhere. It's about the policy of us trying to bring about a change. And we can bring about this change by giving the right information via information technology to the youth in such a way that it will interest them. You understand? Don't make it look like some
yeah,
youths don't got time for that.
no doubt,
No, they
no
don't.
doubt,
Make a political
no
kind
doubt.
of a Big Brother, whatever politics in such a way that the songs are sang, encourage these musicians who talk about the ills in the society and make it
Yeah,
fun. You can tackle the problem. You can still solve your situation without shedding blood in a very
no
intelligent way.
doubt. Oh, I do love what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you so much, Joy. Thank you so much.
You're
We've gone
welcome.
past the 1 hour mark.
Oh my God.
I
I
mean,
look at the time now. I thought I
th-
was just going to give you like 30
yeah,
minutes. And I'm like, okay.
I
I'm supposed to
I
be
told
back
I
to the
told you
video. Yeah.
I told you with you
Mhm.
you've got so much.
I
You've
got that
got
much
so
to
much
say, right?
positive energy. You've got
Mm-hmm.
very positive energy. You've got so much joy, so
So
much
much to
life.
go.
I could keep going
Yeah.
like 2 hours with you.
I don't need to
Very
fight the
easy. You
government.
see?
I will tackle with them in an intelligent way, work with them and tell them that
Yeah.
maybe they don't even got the brains. I give them the idea. Because I, I'll tell
Yeah.
them, I'm going to help you make the cost of governance so cheap that you don't need all the security guarding you, because you
Please
know
let me
you're
tell
talking with
you.
the
Let me
right
tell you.
thing.
Please see.
And the people want to
You
kill
you are
you.
you are you're thinking in the right direction, saying you want to make governance cheap. I don't think that's what these men in politics want to hear.
So you will have
they,
to
they
start
don't
from
they don't want they
somewhere.
don't want they
I
don't
am
want that
so
advice.
positive about
You're
life
saying
and everything that
you're
I'm doing.
saying
I don't even look. I don't care what they think. But this is my approach. I don't care. That's them, and
you
I will
shouldn't.
keep doing
You
that.
shouldn't, because what,
No,
what 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 you're saying is pro people.
that's it.
What you're saying is going to benefit the
Uh
society
huh.
at large,
Yeah,
but that's not what they
that is
want.
the problem. But we have to
But that's their
we
problem.
have to keep talking about it, doing things, sensitizing the
Yeah,
people. Continue. Don't even. I don't like people bringing in any negative whatever, saying, "Oh, that's not what they're thinking." Da, da, da." It's usually a Nigerian thing. Once you say something like, "Oh, it's not gonna work," that's you do that, and then you keep complaining.
yeah.
Doesn't make
I
sense.
mean, what thing that people say that drives me crazy? They say we can't unite. I'm like, what do you mean we can't unite? Because we're having a political discussion. How many Igbos are married to Yorubas? How many Igbos are married to people from other ethnic nations? How many? I mean, when it comes to fighting your mother for your Yoruba girlfriend or your Igbo husband as a Yoruba guy or a Yoruba girl, you can fight there. But when it comes to uniting politically, you say we can't. When you go into the music industry, we see a lot of Europeans or people from different parts of Nigeria featuring each other, and we all dance to them. Who says, ah, that guy is an Hausa guy? I will
Maybe
dance to his song.
anything is interesting to the youths. They will be interested.
Yeah,
Don't make it at all
the
that
youth have
fun.
to make it. Yeah, if we are the ones to make it
That's what I'm
interesting
saying.
for
That's what we're
ourselves,
talking about.
and
That's what we're doing right now.
yeah,
People get the
and
brains and they listen and they see some sense in what we're talking about. They're like, okay, I want to join this. I want to engage with these people. They're making some points. Make it
no,
interesting.
was there.
Yeah,
So anyway, yeah. So thanks, I mean, so yes, thanks, Joy, for joining me this evening.
you're
I
welcome.
hope I'll bring you back here for maybe another interesting topic, sometime soon. But it's been a great pleasure, conversing with you. All right. So before we go, is there any last word you have for our people based on the topic we've discussed tonight? Is there any last advice you've got for our youth? I know you've said we should organize. I know you've said we should make politics interesting. I know you've said, people should get involved and not, stand on the side and allow a few people to make policies that affect their life. These are very, very, very cogent points. But nonetheless, are there any final words from you
It's still the same
for
thing. We shouldn't see politics as something meant for some old people somewhere. It's for everybody. Policy making,
was
everybody should be involved one way or the other. Can lend your voice through your
because
social
everybody is
media. Yeah.
affected.
Start a political
it,
party.
it just makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
start a
it makes
political
sense
party.
because
Just like you have all the religions, all the churches, all over the place in Nigeria. Have a lot of political parties. Let people choose, you know?
yeah,
There
yeah.
can't be a
But
monopoly there.
yeah, and yeah, lovely. I was going to ask you something, but I think I missed it. Do you have any preference to Pan Africanism? Do you subscribe to the Pan African idea that says African nations should find a way to unite to be able to make Africa one single strong force in terms of uniting their military, in terms of uniting their economics, the way the whole thing goes, the management of
Everything I said
resources.
here is about Africa. I say
Yeah,
Nigeria in particular because we are from Nigeria. So it's an African
lovely,
thing. It's union, unity is the only way to progress.
lovely,
Yeah,
lovely, lovely.
yeah, it's all about
So yeah,
unity, unifying everything, a unifying force. The source of creation is a unifying force. It's only
it's
human beings
one.
that bring about discrimination and all sorts
The
of segregation.
divisions, the
That's an
divisions, lovely.
artificial division made by human beings. The source of creation is
Wow.
one energy. We're all one. Whoever is making a division is just ignorant.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's our lovely guest today, Joy, and I remain your host, DK.
All that answers.
Much love, much love, much love, Joy. So, thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome.